The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right. Good afternoon, traders. Happy Wednesday. Welcome out, everybody, to the Tradespoon live trading room, stocks and options, closing bell. My name is Scott. I will be your host. I'm the head trading coach here at Tradespoon. For anyone who may not know me, if you are new, take a minute, introduce yourself, say hello. Numbers are a little light, but I think we tend to see stragglers coming in. So hopefully everyone is able to join. Did anyone have any problems getting in today? I know last week there was a couple of issues. I just want to make sure that was addressed. Any issues or pretty smooth on entry? Pretty smooth. Okay. All right. Well, good enough. A little bit about me before we move on. I've been trading for over 20 years. I have been teaching for almost 20 years. 20 years next summer is the official beginning of my coaching / mentoring trading career. It's very crazy that it's been that long. Disclosures, keep in mind it's risky. Have a plan. We're not advisors. Keep your risk under control. Everything will be fine. Hi, okay. Good to see you. Okay. Well, let's jump right in it. If you are coming in through YouTube, I do not have access. I wonder if I could get access. Let me see if I can do it real fast. This will satisfy my own curiosity as well. I'm going to just like pop in. That way, if I can have questions from there too, those of you who are streaming will have access to it. Oh, it's live and there's, okay, all right. I'm going to mute it so that I can't, if anyone is online right now, if anyone's on the YouTube, would please just give me a chat so I can see that it's coming through. I will try to incorporate this. I mean, I am gonna cover the rest of the panel up. So yeah, if you don't mind, if someone would do it so I know it works, that would be fantastic. All right, let's move on. Okay, so let's talk about what we know. Those of you who are here, what do we know about this market? New way to access trading session. I don't know how often they're on, Jacques. I don't know if it's only every so often. That is a good question. I don't know what the frequency of it being broadcast exactly is. So anyways, yeah. Okay. So I didn't get anyone. No one sent the chat. I know there's people watching. It says that there are, but if anyone is watching on YouTube would mind sending me a message, that would be great. I just would like to know that it works. Okay. Markets are down. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not. Markets are down. S&P down 1%. The Dow is down. The Dow is down 0.2%. NASDAQ over 1%. And the Russell is down 2%. Really getting smashed. Really getting smashed. So, there is there's some cause to be concerned, right? let's just kind of be aware of that for sure. So, okay. What else? The American consumer is resilient. We've had that conversation before. The indomitable U.S. consumer. That's one of the reasons why we have such persistent inflation. That's what we're dealing with. That's exactly true. The American consumer is really resilient. If they have money, they'll spend it. If they don't have money, they'll find a way to get money and then spend it. So there we are. Okay, so what else? Stocks slide, yields rise as investors pour over corporate earnings. Netflix did pretty well with their earnings, but let's see. Remote employees are working less overall. There's really not a lot of news going on right now. Deja vu all over for semiconductors. We know semiconductors has been really, really beat up and is struggling dramatically. So, okay. What else? I don't see much else in the news. Anyone know something in the news that I'm missing? Netflix will crack down on password sharing. Okay, very interesting. Yeah, that's about it. Jamie Dimon predicts more doom and gloom ahead. Okay, Jamie Dimon. Thanks for the prediction. Okay. What's going on in the economic calendar? Empire State Manufacturing came back pretty bad on Monday, right? Did not go well on Monday. The expectation was a drop from 1.5 to 5. It actually dropped to 9, so that dropped. Industrial production was actually up a little bit, though. Capacity utilization was up a little bit. Home builders index was down a little bit. This is data that came out yesterday. Today, building permits were up. Housing starts were down, but pretty much in line with expectations. Tomorrow morning, we have jobless claims, some existing home sales. Friday, index of common inflation expectations, 5 to 10 years, 10 years. All right. So I'm not sure how accurate the 5 to 10 year and 10 years will be. Not a lot right now. So we don't have a lot of economic calendar earnings, but we do have a lot of corporate earnings coming out. So there is definitely still plenty for the market to chew on. Here is the toolbox. Let's see how Stella sees it. What am I doing here? It's Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? I didn't jump. It's Wednesday. All day still, right? It's Wednesday. It is. I know it is. Vlad said he would be here this morning. Oh, he did. Oh, well, he didn't tell me. He said this morning he said he would be here this afternoon. Well, I didn't get the memo, so you're stuck with me. What is it saying? Saying there still could be some bullishness here. I'm a little skeptical of this. Right? I'm a little skeptical of this. And then a drop all the way back down to retest old lows, if not even new lows. So, yeah, that's an interesting projection right there. to be perfectly honest with you, if we got this next 3 days here where we did push up towards 390, I wouldn't expect it to come all the way back down. Right? As of right now, if we don't get this next little bump, then I do think there's a good chance that we retest old lows. So this one is actually, in my opinion, not as likely. That's just my own opinion. So if we do get all the way up here, then I'm thinking I'm looking for this to hold. Give me the higher low and let the fall rally continue. If we don't get it and we stay right here, then the question is, do we double bottom, retest? A little bit more iffy, but tradable. That's absolutely tradable, right? Do we get a small pullback and then a turn? That's even more tradable because that is a higher low. So that's even more so. But as of right now, the first question is, are we convinced that this is done? And if I get that, do I consider this to be a lower high? And do I speculate to the downside? Right? That's important for me. Is, am I going to speculate to the downside? So I keep taking a peek at YouTube to see if it does transfer over. But what's interesting is it's behind. It's like, I don't know, 30 seconds, 20 seconds behind. So it's a little bit interesting to see where that is. Anyways, to put on what was the earnings trade, Bob, that he was talking about? I'm curious. Plenty of earnings trades to consider. That's for sure. So, all right, what's next? So that's the SPY, still a C grade. So it's not been extremely accurate, right? It's not been one of the top 10 or even 25 by accuracy. So as of right now, we definitely want to take that with a grain of salt and say, all right, well, let's look at the rest of them and see what they say. Let's go QQQ. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. So the Qs is saying that it's going to go bullish and it's going to get up to highs above even back to September 12th. I'm a little skeptical of this one too. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Let's see. Am I needing to restart my data? It seems fine. Charts. Oh, I think I put too many Qs in. Yep, sorry. Come on. Why is that not loading? Well, there's a reason. I mean, it's calling for it to get up here to like 320, it seemed, right? Maybe not that high. 315. Give me your thoughts on that. 315. Oh, that's way up there. Straight up to that point. That's a lot. I think that I would need to see something else develop before I believed that was coming. I think it was STLD. Okay, Steel Dynamics. Tesla is tonight. Was he going directional or was he going Iron Condor for a volatility trade? Iron Condor. What is he looking at? Like a 70 by 90? I mean, that seems pretty reasonable. All right, I'll take a look. It might be different than his, but I'll take a look. We'll maybe play around with that a little bit. We've had some stragglers come in. Good to see everybody who showed up late. Glad to have you. Okay, let's go back. So QQQ, very bullish. Let's take a look at IWM, the small caps. Let's see. C grade. What was the? I didn't see. What was the Qs? Long TSM midterm. Okay. So the Qs had a B grade. Semiconductors. I like Marvell and Nvidia still. Actually, no, our Marvell and ADI. What was I looking at? IWM. A C, slightly bullish. So that actually looks very similar to the SPY. Up a little bit, then back down, but not all the way back to the old lows. So the model at least is picking up on some bullish things here. Right? Picking up on some bullish things. Not the Dow. Actually, the Dow looks pretty good. Looks like this is the most, viable, in my opinion, is that it struggles to move any further. It pulls back, gets a higher low, and then gets a bullish kick. That would be the most tradable looking picture of all, without a doubt. So yeah. Yes. Okay. Let's keep going. What's next? We do know that the cyclical model continues to improve, looking for a 63% correlation. So we dropped a little lower, but then we've turned. So you can see, what is it looking for? Looking for a little up, pull back, up, pull back, up. There's still 4 windows of trading potentially available here. That's worth taking into consideration, and we definitely should. Here's the heat map today. Semiconductors, okay. Right? A little bit more here, okay. Adobe out of software, not bad. Microsoft and Apple, though, when those two aren't participating, that's very difficult. Very difficult. Energy is very strong right now. Defensive, cyclical. I mean, everything else obviously is just kind of getting a little bit smashed. So there's really not much to do with that. Let's go get a quiz. Let's get a quiz, and we'll look at the VIX. We'll think about the institutional sentiment and what it means to us, and we'll go from there. Okay. This is the SPY. You can see that it definitely supports a perspective that says maybe we've reached resistance and seem to be rolling over. This has not turned yet, but price is definitely paused. And this is certainly where I'm thinking, whoa. Because if we're going to get another one of these, or even these, starts here, right? Does it go to the old lows? Does it go to new lows? We certainly want to have a sense for that. Okay. But overall, it's pretty flat for the day. We gapped down, rallied up, rallied down, and then we're right back where we started. Gapped up, went down, up a little bit, down a little bit, up a little bit, down a little bit, and then here we are. Yeah, it's a little bit. We're below where we started. Actually, quite a bit. Oh, sorry, it's this day here. Lost track of where I was. Gapped up, moved around, and we're kind of where we stopped. Let's get a quiz. Let's get a quiz. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm letting YouTube participate in the quiz, but you got to put an actual chat in for it. I'm gonna go across the bottom of this here. And then I'm going to go across this one here. That's my level. A, B, C. A is 369.25 and above. B is 367.60 and below. So give me your answers. I know there's about a 30-second lag on YouTube, but if you are listening on YouTube and you want to participate, go into the chat and choose where you think we're going to finish at 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 Central, 2 Mountain, 1 Pacific. Where are we going to close? Bob is an A, LK is a C, Jacques is a C. Create a channel to join the chat. Oh, maybe people are chatting and it's not getting to me. Sorry, hold on 1 second. I thought I would be able to see the chat, but it's not letting me see anything. Remember to live chat. Well, shit. I wonder if I have to log in to the Tradespoon account. I'm just like in on. Okay, well then if you're out there and you've been sending stuff via chat, I apologize. Because yeah, he must be logged into the Tradespoon YouTube account because I'm not seeing your chat. So I'm sure some of you are like, we're saying something, and I'm not seeing it. So that's my bad. I'll have to reach out to Vlad and ask him what I need to do so I can see the chat and interact with you better. So today is the only day that whatever you choose counts for the gold medal. Today's edition of the gold medal is magnificent. You definitely want it. Let me know. If you're here in the room, tell me. If you're in YouTube, we're on the honor system. So, yeah, there you go. Oh, I swear someone just tried to say something. Hide chat. Get a channel to join the chat. All messages you send will appear publicly. I don't know how it all works. I would need one of my kids. Okay, let's get let's see what Stella thinks. SPY. Intraday. Oh, someone did. Louise said trying to chat and it came through. So it worked. It's a miracle. Thank you, Louise. Oh, and then it just disappeared. What the hell? If Louise did try, I saw it only temporarily, and then it disappeared. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. I'll have to figure it out just a little bit better. So my bad. Okay, Stella says we are going to finish 2 o'clock. Oh, it looks like she's trying again, and it's just like it's not coming through. Come on, let it through. I appreciate you trying. I definitely appreciate you trying. Show me all chat. It's so weird. C. Oh, it did work. I got C. I see your C. You're in. Love it. Okay. 368.12. Where does 368.12 fall in our range? Stella says B. Stella's a B. I am going to say B as well. I'm going to go B. So yeah, it looks like the chat does come through. If you want to give it a shot, give it a shot. I think I just have to look up. Anybody else? All right. The window's closed. 2-day call at 225 strike on Tesla for 830. That is crazy expensive. That is crazy expensive. Okay. Let's see what the VIX has to tell us. Okay, so the VIX, you guys may or may not know what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for very specifically is a higher low. We don't have it yet, but it definitely is still setting up, right? So, and you might think, well, we're off of the low, but we haven't taken out the body and we haven't turned. I want to see a little bit more. So tomorrow, if I see something like this, that's enough. Anything that closes in that area, and to be honest, if it gets, above, I don't know what that would be, 31 and a quarter intraday, I might put it on intraday. So if it turns, I'm worried it's another one of these, where we just keep escalating. The VIX is in the 30s. That's not bullish. That is not bullish at all. So yeah, we want to take this with a grain of salt, that the institutions in what they're seeing are definitely showing concern. And we should show a similar amount of concern and ultimately prudence. Okay. Now, what am I going to do if I get the higher low tomorrow? We're not talking tomorrow. If that higher low comes tomorrow, what am I going to do? I'm going to hedge. I call it hedge, but quite honestly, I've already shut down a few bullish trades. We talked about a few bullish trades last week. I said anything I put on bullishly is going to be 2 to 3 days. We got 2 to 3 days, and now that's it. It's over for me. If you're still riding bullishly, then it is a hedge. If you have closed a significant portion of your bullish trades and you look at it and you think, I definitely think it's going down, it's no longer a hedge. It's now a speculation. It's a bearish speculation. So that's the question you should be asking yourself right now. Number one, if you have bullish trades on, what do? Are you taking profits? Are you tightening stops? Are you scaling out? What was your time frame? What's your plan? If it's longer term, you're probably going to sit and possibly hold into a bit of a drawdown. If it's shorter term, you want to make sure you have a pretty well-developed plan for how you're going to manage that trade. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing, new trades. What new trades are you going to put on? You can see one of the things that Vlad is doing is earnings-based trades, right? So let's take a look at STLD. STLD was one. So this is a trade where he says, hey, volatility is up a little bit, probably going to drop coming out of earnings like it did back in here. Good chance it stays in a range. I would probably say, if you look at it, above 70, below 90, maybe even below 87.50. Tesla is a day later. No, that's today too. That's today as well. So Tesla could be another one. You can see the volatility again, very, very high. I don't know. Tesla can move on earnings, right? You can see it can it can make a pretty big move. This one here went from 246 to 271. That's 25 points. That was 10%. Woo, I don't know. Who's willing to put on a Tesla trade prior to earnings? I think I like the STLD a little better, so we'll go in. We'll take a peek and see what we think about that trade. Just a nice short-term iron condor. Directionally speaking, though, are you going to put on any new downside trades? If you're bearish and the market tries to rally and fails, well, that's exactly what would define a bearish entry. Where you have expectations that it's going to drop, whether it's a shorting a stock, buying puts, selling a bear call spread, buying a bear put spread, something along those lines. Some more earnings announcements, Bob said, for your earnings-based trade consideration would include Alcoa AA, Las Vegas Sands LVS, and of course, Big Blue, International Business Machines that no longer sells machines, IBM. So those are a few others, and we'll look at STLD here in just a minute. We're going to go through our whole watch list, see what we think. Overall, I think that the assessment of the market remains very similar to what it has been. What does that mean? For me, it means bearish. I'm still overall bearish. Do I look at it and think that there's an okay chance, a decent chance, that the fall rally comes? Yeah, absolutely. I'm here for it. I'm ready. If it develops, I want to make sure that whatever signals I'm watching would give me that information and then allow me to go ahead and jump in. Okay. Any questions? Otherwise, let's get into the watch list and let's just kind of see where that puts us overall. There's Alcoa. Alcoa is very, very sideways, and it does have a pretty good amount of volatility. You can see the last time that ball was up here, it faded a little before the announcement, and then on the announcement, it had a really 76 to 67, 10% drop, and then fell a little further. I definitely think it could do the same thing, fall down to 70. That'd be a 13% implied volatility drop. Alcoa. Apple needs to do something for the rest of the market to be able to do something. Here's where I see the line of consolidation coming down. Look at the touches, touch, and then here we kind of busted through it. Now it looks like it might be pulling back. Anything above here, it's still kind of pushing a little higher. So it might do something like this and then come back down and then turn. I'm okay with that. That is a bullish looking bounce right there. I would absolutely be willing to speculate on that. All right, what else? Okay. Having a hard time getting my drawing tools to erase. Let's just get that off and let's keep going. ADI chips. I mean, very similar. And you'll see that we have other chip stocks, AMD, NVIDIA, Marvell, Vlad's in TSM. Let me pull that one up real quick. See what you think about that. Ooh, yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of sitting on the bottom right now. Longer term, midterm, can it hold? Well, I mean, if it gets back to 75, you're 20% right there. I think it still has work to do. That's my opinion. Still has some work. ADM, Archer Daniels Food, actually gave a decent looking signal here. It was kind of a weird looking drop and then turn. I don't know. I don't think I would have taken it. I'm not bullish enough for that. It did give a viable signal though, a higher low, right? And it turned, and we'll see if it fizzles out. Can it at least get back up to these old highs prior to earnings? I don't think I would do anything with this until after earnings. AMD, just honestly, the chip sector for me still looks like garbage. Garbage. Does not look great. It looks like we're still entrenched in this downward consolidation. Look, I get it. We're all like, oh, everybody needs chips. Chips are everywhere. I have a chip in my sneakers. They are. They're everywhere. Cars, computers, cell phones, gadgets, all kinds of gadgets. I love gadgets. I've been in the process of smarting up my house, right? With like Alexa, with wireless thermostats and my garage door openers and an alarm and cameras and lights and all these things. It's beautiful. Like, I love it. People are like, aren't you worried that you're getting spied on? I'm like, no, come on in and watch and listen. You'll be bored as hell. And if that's the sacrifice, I'm willing to make that sacrifice. If I get all that, I could just lay down in my bed and be like, Alexa, turn the TV off. Boom, the TV's off. It's magic. It's better than the clapper. It's what the clapper wanted to be, but just much better. What do I need it to do? They can steal my trade secrets. I actually sometimes like to verbally berate Alexa just in case they're listening. I don't know, just for fun. It's just a fun game. And I've changed Alexa's voice to be a British woman. I think of her as my butler. What would you call a female butler if you were? I don't know. Anyways, I wanted it to be a male voice, but it wouldn't let me change it to a male British voice. Amazon engineers are listening to you and recording your voice. Banks anyway in Canada start using voice as authentication. Watch out. Ooh, okay. All right. Maybe. I don't care. Still the sacrifice is worth it. Alexa and I are best friends. Needs to break out, higher high, higher low. Without that, I just am not convinced. This needs to happen everywhere. Anywhere that you think something might recover, that's what it has to look like. It's got to break the consolidation. Hopefully it does it with some extra volume. It's got to get to at least an old high or somewhere near an old high. Definitely needs to get above the prior high. And then it needs to make a higher low above the consolidation. If it goes through that process, I'm open to. I'd be like, yeah, why not? Let's take it. Can I get 3-1 on it, or at least 2-1? Does it have those characteristics in place? Then hell yeah, let's go. Let's go. All right. Okay, what's next? Amazon is next. Okay, so you can see Amazon making attempts. Here was the consolidation. It broke above. Could it hold? Unfortunately, it got too low. Now you might think, but it's still above the consolidation, but it's not above the prior low. It's got to hold above both the consolidation and the prior low. So, for example, right now, we had another pop. It popped out. Where does it need to stabilize? Somewhere in there. It can't come down below. If it gets below, it's a new lower low, and the sellers are still in control. If you're thinking about buying when the sellers are in control, ask yourself why. Why would I want to buy when the sellers are in control? I want to buy when the buyers are in control. Make sense? That's a big piece of this whole equation. So I would say Amazon has at least taken the first step. Now, as it consolidates back down, it's got to hold at or above approximately 110. If it can do that, I'd be like, yeah, let's take a look. Let's go run some numbers and see what it tells us. AXP, same thing. Same thing. It busted from this low. It was the lowest low up. It got back up to maybe even a little bit through that level there. If it can consolidate back down and hold at a higher level, I would be willing. We talked about AXP last week, actually, and if we thought there might be a valid setup developing in there. Bank of America. No, Boeing. Sorry, that's coming up. Boeing. Boeing is in the industrial sector. We also looked at John Deere. We also looked at Caterpillar. I like Caterpillar the best. I mean, it kind of did a pullback, kind of gave a trade. It's a little bit moving. Yeah, that's an iffy one. If someone traded it, I'd be like, okay, they'd probably be making just a teeny little bit of money. And I'd recommend that they manage it. And for now, just keep an eye on it. Alibaba, I am not a fan. And these got brought to my attention back here. I said, oh, yeah, look at that. It broke, and it's coming back. And then what? All the way back down. No good. This was not a trade for me. Could you have made some money? Yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah, it fell down, up and fell down, up and falling down. There's nothing here, right? I would say that the current consolidation looks something like this. What do I need it to do? I need it to break above it, come back down, and hold. Break, come back, hold. If it does those things, magic. Wonderful. Bank of America. Okay, look at Bank of America. Bank of America wants to be a leader in the financial sector. It had earnings. Earnings were good. It broke out. It did so on big volume. Yay, volume. Now what? Now the buyers are taking a break. The sellers are coming back. Yay, sellers. Back to where? Maybe there? I would potentially be okay with it all the way back to here, but would prefer it to be in the upper half of that zone. Anywhere in there, I'm fine. Let's go. I'm in. This is on my short list of things that are potentially developing into opportunities. Bank of America, market down. Caterpillar. I mean, it needs a more consistent pullback. I don't know. ConocoPhillips, I don't know. You'd have to buy it basically at resistance, but it does look like it wants to try to make a turn. Not for me. Costco, grinding it out. Not yet. What does Costco need to do? I think you can probably imagine what I'm going to tell you Costco needs to do for me. It needs to bust, pull back, hold. That's it. Bust, pull back, and hold. And that's all I need. Quite honestly. So you can kind of see back here. It busted, it pulled back, held. And that's where we found ourselves with some potential. You could have traded long-term, not really long-term, mid-term, a little bit more than that potentially. DBC. That's setting up. I'd trade that potentially one more day. DBC has a little bit more of gas, natural gas in it. I think that's setting up. I'm on. That's on my short list. John Deere needs to pull back. Diamonds is pulling back. The Dow looks pretty good. Disney. I'd say Disney's a maybe. Word must have got out that I've got a trip planned in January, December, somewhere. December. Can't believe it's less than 2 months. I'm going to be at damn Disney World again. It's so crowded. I don't really like rides. They make me sick to my tummy. But it's my last chance to go with my daughter. She's like, can we go? I'm like, of course we can. I love you. You guys know how it goes, I'm sure. FCX, flat, not doing much. FXI, China, not looking good. There's nothing there in China for us now. Just be patient. If and when it comes, you'll see it setting up. Getting the food pass, they don't have it. That's only at SeaWorld. And we're planning our meals. Like I was like trying to get reservations for the German like buffet. I'll eat a German buffet. Hell yes. Wiener Schnitzel and Bratwursts and Apfelstrudel. I'll eat all of that. There is no Disney food pass. Oh my God, that was magic at Orlando. I'm like, it's been 2 hours. Let's go get something to eat. Gold. See, I said gold. I'm like, I don't know, maybe gold. No, gold is just juking us again. IWM looks a little more iffy. I mean, I would say that for recovery, the Dow looks the best, which isn't great. Jets, I'm in. That's good enough. That's a higher high. It actually technically was a higher low. You'll notice here. It broke up right here. Boom, higher high. So if you're in this, I agree with you. I think that looks reasonable. And if it gives another signal, do it again, which means your cruise ships may be there as well. We haven't looked at those in a while, but they tend to correlate pretty well. Yeah, you can see RCL, CCL. I always forget Norwegian, NCHL, something like that. I don't know. Meta, the artist formerly known as Google. No, this is Facebook. Facebook, Alphabet, I don't know. Meta, Facebook is not quite where it needs to be yet. I don't see that as a break yet. I think it's slowing down, but it's not a break. It's a new line of consolidation. What's up, Robert? Good to see you. Glad you can stop by. Better late than never. Marvell, nothing there for me. The chips haven't done enough. Neither has, I don't know. Neither has Microsoft, to be perfectly honest. If it gave a higher low, I would think about it, but with earnings right there, that's tough. I don't know. Maybe I would think about a directional trade on earnings. See, Netflix up 12% on news that they're ending Netflix sharing, putting a stop to it. NVIDIA. Yep, still chips, still no good. QQQ still looks too much like a combination of chips, Microsoft, and Apple, and none of them are good enough right now. We need technology, but nobody's convinced, right? The institutions are not buying it. They're like, yeah, I don't know. Starbucks kind of grinding it out sideways. Silver. Oh, someone said Oracle. Let me take a look at Oracle. Silver, no bueno. Oracle, yes. And you'll notice that Oracle gave a signal right here, right? This is an exact replica. Well, it broke. That didn't have tons of volume, but it had a little bit. Pulled back. Higher low. Bing! Right there. Nice 4 or 5 day trade. Higher high. What are we waiting for? We're looking for something like that. Whoever said Oracle, I agree. Put it on the short list. Put it on there. And let's be ready. I'm adding it. How are the options on Oracle? I haven't traded it for a while. I've got to think they're okay. Maybe not fantastic, but it's trading 8 million shares a day. It's got to be pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, where was I? Semiconductors. Semiconductors look it's not there yet, right? It tried right there. It came down, and this is like, nope. We took out the lows. I don't love it. I do not love it. Ford Motor Company. Yeah, I don't know. Just kind of grinding it out a little bit. That's iffy for me. Iffy. SPY, Tesla. Tesla's got earnings. UNG's at new lows. Look at gas. Nobody's scared of winter and what's going on. Maybe we should be. Visa looks similar to AXP. Take your pick. VIX. So the VIX is not making a higher low yet. XLP. That's interesting. I would actually say XLP would qualify for a trade off of a higher low. It broke the consolidation. XLU, maybe not the same, but maybe. I mean, it's pretty close. Real quickly, for anyone who wants to see it, I'm going to look at the STLD. I don't love that it's only got singles. The spreads are not fantastic in there, right? But you could still think about, like, I don't know, I guess you're 5 points wide. 85 by 90, 75 by 70. One of them sure pays a lot more than the other. 85. Oh, let's just play with it. We have 1 second here. Nikola, $2 now. Is Nikola really $2? Nikola. Let's sell. What did I say? Let's try 90 by 95. I think this is not going to pay anything. Yeah, no. 85 by 90 and 75 by 70. 57-cent credit. Let's analyze that. I don't know. I mean, it looks reasonable, I guess. What's the price? 55. Okay. 60 cents. I locked it in. We'll keep an eye on it. Real quickly, we'll look at a couple more before we wrap things up and then give out gold medals. Shiny new gold medals. NKLA. Oh my God, just gotten obliterated, hasn't it? And it just keeps on going down, right? It's not done being cheap until it breaks the consolidation. Airbnb. I do like Airbnb. I'm a fan. I'm staying in an Airbnb in Orlando before I check into a stupid, expensive Disney hotel. But while I'm there for the soccer part, Airbnb. The same one I was in last time, and I found this delicious Greek restaurant. I'll probably eat it every day. I love Greek food. Good Greek food. Yeah, I don't know. Airbnb looks okay on a pullback. I'd consider it. Yeah, USO. Bob wants to know. Oh yeah. That's a valid entry for an oil trade right there, without a doubt. Of course, we only have 14 seconds left, so viable for tomorrow morning? Absolutely. I would absolutely put that on the short list. Let's go look at SPY and see what we think. The winner is, I don't remember now. No, the winner is B's. The B's. Sorry, A's and C's, nothing for you today. B's, shiny gold medal. Congratulations. Good to see everybody. For those of you on YouTube, I appreciate you coming out. I hope to figure out how to chat better with you going forward, because I definitely would like to interact with you. But I will be back on Friday morning. I don't know if YouTube is on Friday mornings or not, but if it is, join me. If it's not, I apologize. Those of you who will be here, I look forward to seeing you for some morning coffee. It's a little better than afternoon coffee, in my opinion. It's that first, maybe second cup of the day. It's good stuff. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Have a wonderful day. And as always, happy trading.